PostdocTransformation. 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 Invest in your postdoc transformation. Welcome to the seasonal show for scientists leaping into business. In every sponsored episode, we are happy to recommend employers of choice for you. Make sure to check your readiness to leap out of science with us for free, as linked in the show notes. For your career transition, we offer customized career transition e-courses and memberships also at graduate schools all over the world. Maybe yours too. And if your university isn't yet our customer, enroll in your free email course for career transition made simple, as linked in the show notes. I'm your host, Professor Dr. Eleonore Soei-Winkels, with my team who is rooting for you. And let's build your postdoc transformation with this episode. Why being authentic in your job search saves your mental health. Welcome, Postdoc Transformer, to another episode of the Postdoc Transformation Show. I'm your host, Professor Dr. Eleonore Soei-Winkels, and today we're going to dive into a crucial topic for those of you who are considering a career transition from academia to business or industries. We will discuss why being authentic in your job search saves your mental health. And here are 10 talking points to guide our discussion. Number 1. The pressure to conform. In academia, we often follow a predefined path: bachelor, master, PhD, postdoc, professor. But transitioning into the business world allows us to be ourselves. You can now think of high expectations and narrow expectations, or whether you want to liberate yourself from that to become more authentic in your job search. And that being said, I conformed very much as a PhD student, but as a professor, boomeranging back after I had thrived in business and running my own business, I now stomp away and I am different because I want to show you that it is possible to be non-conform in academia. Number 2, the mental toll of imposter syndrome. Trying to fit into academic molds can lead to imposter syndrome because you are constantly comparing yourself against others who are maybe already further down the road. And that affects our mental well-being as we are constantly trying to outperform them on moving set points per career stage. So embracing your authenticity and acknowledging what you have achieved already despite your obstacles that make you authentic and unique, and also asking for accommodations because you need them. That can be an antidote. In business, it's enough to have solid, good enough questions and answers so that the business is going and you don't need to always be better than all others. Results matter more in business than in science. And once you have determined your readiness to leap and want to transition into business or industries, then you can enroll in your free email course with 10 actionable, bingeable email lessons until you start your job in business. You'll get 10 emails like this. Number 1, how to leap out of science. Number 2, how to build your sustainable LinkedIn profile. Number 3, how to read social media and network. Number 4, how to research your favorite jobs and employers. Number 5, how to do informational interviews to get insights. Number 6, how to create your customized applications with ChatGPT. Number 7, how to prepare your thesis from a business point of view. Number 8, how to apply to your favorite employers. Number 9, how to choose the right job offer. Number 10, how to prepare for your new job. Number 3, aligning values with employers. Authenticity involves in your values with those of potential employers. And this is so crucial because that leads to a more fulfilling career and, as a consequence, better mental health for you. If you don't know about your values, please also listen to our first Postdoc Transformation Show episode on how to check your readiness to leap out of science, as I talked about the vision of life, and that's directly tied to your values. Have you found this episode so far helpful for yourself? Well, maybe you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, or wherever you get our show. And also share this episode with your PhD bestie because That would encourage us to help the underprivileged, underrepresented, and underserved early career scientists leaping into business. This would also ensure that you don't miss a future episode. Also, our subscription and listening numbers are key for finding the right sponsors for our show so that we can help you for free. And now, back to the show.
Number 4, finding the right fit. Authenticity can help you to find a job that truly fits your skills and personality, and that, at the end of the day, will reduce the stress of trying to fit into roles that don't suit you yet. And that also relates to point 10 at the end of the episode, so stay tuned, but also listen to previous episodes where we talk about the future of work, but also business roles that require strong teaching skills or research skills or whatever. And also the episode Working Out Your Future will be helpful for finding the right fit. Number 5, building genuine connections. Authenticity helps you to build genuine connections with potential employers, their recruiters, and colleagues. These connections can provide a support system during your career transition. For example, I openly shared that I have no clue about certain topics, but mastering them was necessary to succeed in that role. So instead, I built alliances. I tried to offer something that others were lacking that also were needed to succeed in that role. So it's a give and take. You need to build genuine connections because you are reliably supporting others, and you are also vulnerable enough and strong enough to ask for help when you need it. Also, find relatable role models that can inspire you to take the next step. And that's why season 3 is so important for you and so inspiring, because there I have a lot of role models in business, in academia, in entrepreneurship, in whatever field that is maybe relevant to you when you are leaping out of science. Because then you can follow these people, and maybe you can also learn from them other things that they haven't shared yet in our episodes. Hey postdoc transformer, are you curious to ask professors, principal investigators, visiting scientists, postdocs, PhD students, and candidates some in-depth life and career guiding questions, but it feels cringe, so you end up not asking? Buy our Postdoc Transformation card game to have more fun and valuable insights in your journal club, lab, and mentoring meetings, lab rotations, during conferences, panels, and breaks at the Mensa. You'll get 10 intriguing mentoring questions per career level. So 10 for PhD students, 10 for postdocs, 10 for professors, 10 for parental scientists, underprivileged and underrepresented and underserved scientists. Check them out with our discount coupon on the Postdoc Transformation shop, linked on PostdocTransformation.com.
And did you know that we offer deep dive e-course workshops and memberships at graduate schools, maybe also at yours in the future? Ask your graduate school coordinator whether they want to book my services so that I can deliver them to you 24/7, 365 on your mobile device. And even better, if you get us paid by your grad school, we will pay you 50% recurring sales commissions. So you will earn money with us as we help you and your PhD besties to transition into business. We can build a postdoc transformation together. Woohoo!
Number 6, I already dropped it, uniqueness. So you need to embrace your unique perspective. Your unique perspective as a postdoc, professor, or scientist can be a valuable asset in the business world when you're true to yourself. Accept that you are different. Capitalize on that by including it instead of ignoring or neglecting your past. For example, at one event, I was invited as a business owner to welcome business leaders, and I spoke about the Nobel Prize winner, Professor Dr. Claudia Goldin, and her work, and why her work was so crucial for senior human resource managers. They all had studied psychology or economics. Still, none of them recalled hearing about her research in their studies. So by bringing significant and relevant academic insights to them in a way that they can apply in their business, that is HR function, made my speech valuable and shareable. And it wasn't sharing about my research or my job or my business or whatever. It was connecting the people I serve with insights that were valuable for them. Number 7, handling rejections. I already talked about being vulnerable, and authenticity can help you to handle job rejections with resilience. You actually build resilience by coping with job rejections. And as a researcher, you probably know about that. We'll discuss now how to turn these rejections into opportunities for growth. You need to learn about, okay, so what can I do better next time? Why was that a valid rejection? How should I address it? Was it the wrong target group? Was it the wrong wording or wrong timing or whatever it is? So next time around, you'll be better prepared. And that helps you to learn and grow for the future. And to be honest, that is what nature always does, right? Pruning is a natural phenomenon, and rejections are just a speedy signal to guide you in your pruning.
From episode 1 and counting, I have proudly hosted all our Postdoc Transformation Show episodes on Podbean. As a former IT strategy consultant, I have high requirements on my tech stack, and Podbean is my perfect fit for a podcast host. If you want to create your own individual podcast or one for, internal upskilling and communications within a company, DM or email me Podbean so I can share my experience and consult you. You can also use my affiliate links for perks launching your own podcast with Podbean.
Number 8, a sense of empowerment. If you're authentic in your job search and also get the jobs that you really want and not just what you think are suitable for your status, that can empower you to take charge of your career path and make choices that genuinely resonate with your vision of life. And again, if you don't know what your vision of life is, go back to the first episode of the Postdoc Transformation Show, because there I talked about the vision of life extensively. So you made your mind on a reflected foundation. And now you can also dismiss ill-fitting job offers or negotiate a mediocre job offer because you already did your homework, and that empowers you. Number 9, mental health benefits. And as a professor of industrial and occupational psychology, this really is a topic that matters to me. So don't promise what you cannot deliver. In a nutshell, you will have reduced stress and anxiety during the job search process if you know what you can deliver. And if you landed the job and if you didn't lie or exaggerated about your contributions, etc., then you don't have to live up to expectations larger than life. That means you don't have to stretch in impossible or yet impossible ways for you to reach the goals. That really is, you're doing yourself a favor, and also you're doing a favor for the recruiter who said you should be hired. Essentially, at the end of the day, you will minimize your own burnout risk.
And now, it's time to thank Company ABC, who sponsors this episode of the Postdoc Transformation Show. I would now be reading the company's answers to one of 6 bold questions so that you can choose to apply. For example, number 1, describe your most valuable experts versus leaders in your company. Have they typically earned a doctor title? Number 2, for which of your company roles or units do you encourage somebody with a doctor title to apply? Number 3, how would you describe your organizational culture in which your most valuable experts and leaders thrive in? To nominate an employer of choice so that we can ask our informative bold questions, let us know via the click on the link. If you are a company representative, like in recruiting and employer branding, and now you want your company to be highlighted as an employer of choice for our audience, you can become a sponsor of a dedicated Postdoc Transformation Show episode. Just click on the link in the show notes. And now, back to the Postdoc Transformation episode.
Number 10, the long-term impact. I see a lot of PhDs who come to my career coaching because they have landed a first job in business and they don't like it. And then they're thinking, how can they now redirect and find a better job? that is more suitable or aligned to the vision of life? Or can they come back to academia having work experience of 1 or 2 years? This is the moment when I think they should have listened to my postdoc transformation show years ago. So now, if you're still in the process of earning your PhD, you should also think about the long-term impact of not finding happiness or being sick because of your first job in business. Authenticity is not only helpful for landing a job, but is also helpful for you maintaining mental well-being throughout your first job and your later jobs. Being laid off because you were not performing well will always be hurtful, even 10 or 20 years down the road. Think of your career as a net on a children's playground. Each job can lead to the next one in every direction, as long as it's within your safe reach. And ideally, you can capitalize on every previous job in the long run. And according to your season of life, it's also strategic to park in a job to build a runway for your next career iteration.
Remember, you are a postdoc transformer. You are highly intelligent, well-educated, a bachelor, master, and maybe you have already your doctor under your belt, or you are a postdoc. You are internationally experienced, fluent in English, a leader and expert in your prior research field. You're resilient, brilliant in adaptation and problem solving. You are eager to bring in the transferable and monetizable skills needed in many companies to embrace the future and to become or remain an innovator in their market.
Taken together, these are the 10 points: the pressure to conform, the mental toll of imposter syndrome, aligning values with employers, finding the right fit, building genuine connections, embracing your unique perspective, handling rejections, and a sense of empowerment, mental health benefits, and the long-term impact. Remember, dear postdoc transformer, your authenticity is your greatest strength in your job search. It's not about changing who you are to fit a role, but instead, it's about finding a role that fits you. Stay true to yourself, be patient, and you'll be on the path to a more mentally healthy and fulfilling career. This way, you will own your postdoc transformation in a healthy way. And I'm really the best example for this episode. You know, I'm a techie at heart. Just right before the pandemic started, I was simply bored to be a professor who was never technically challenged. And as a professor of industrial and occupational psychology, teaching also reorganizing organizations, I took my own pill. So I rebuilt my career coaching business for local graduate schools in an online way. Are you curious how I did it? I love how I can delve into the IT tech stack like back in my old days in IT strategy. I built my postdoc transformation as a digital business, and I chose ActiveCampaign to be the centerpiece of all my services like email course, podcast, newsletter, show notes, website, sales page, merch shop, forms, whatever it is, as needed. As a former IT strategy consultant, I have high requirements on my tech stack, and ActiveCampaign is a must-have recommendation. I use it daily. If you want to create your own digital business with various lead magnets and funnel options, DM or email me ActiveCampaign so I can share my experience and consult you.
You can also use my affiliate links for perks launching your own digital business.
Do you want a transcript of our episode? And our episode sponsors answers to all 6 bold questions so that you can choose to apply. Do you want to nominate your potential employer of choice so that we can ask them our bold questions? For all of that, click on our links in our show notes and on our website www.postdoctransformation.com. Remember to check your readiness to leap out of science and to enroll in our free email course, Career Transition Made Simple. Thanks for your attention. I'm Professor Dr. Eleonore Soei-Winkels, the host of your seasonal Postdoc Transformation show.
Postdoc Transformation.